Bro, that one you posted about Brady?
Yeah.
That was insane.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites, dude. I was so blessed to capture his last season. He announced, when I got the job, he had announced retirement the first time.
You were like, oh,
and so
dude,
I was like, oh, great.
Terrible
Who am I going to film now?
What is going on, y'all? Welcome back to this TikTok podcast. We are back on home turf in Tampa, Florida with our good friend Nathan. What's going on, man?
What's going on, guys?
How's it going?
Bro just destroyed all of us with the fit.
I had to show out for you guys. I had to show out.
The Travis Scotts, huh?
Come on now. Come
the
on
NFL's gifting you those or what?
Yeah. They're a little dirty,
fire,
but you know, you gotta
they look better
you gotta
dirty,
wear them,
honestly,
so.
bro.
Yeah.
You gotta wear your grails.
Exactly.
Wear your grails. We're all sneakerheads here, so respect to that.
There we go.
But bro, let's dive in a little bit to your story. And so for the audience, just for some background, the way we initially connected is you shot a lot of the event that we did in Tampa in October for Client Ascension.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, those pictures and videos made it all over the internet. And so for the guys out there that saw those, this was one of the guys behind the whole operation.
Yeah, just a small piece.
Us, bro.
That was a big operation you guys did.
Yeah.
So just happy to be a part of it.
Bro, that lead up to the event was so funny because we've done in-person events for a while now. And like every time we do one, we're always like, there's not enough content after.
Yeah.
Like we wish we captured more of it. So like the week before the event, we had like 3 videographers. I'm like, dude, I'm just going to hire like 3 more. And I'm like starting reaching out to everyone. I'm like, all right, you.
There was a whole team.
Abby, like there was like 10 people.
There was a lot of content
It was
out there.
insane,
It was
bro.
crazy.
People were like getting in the way of each other and stuff. We have so much footage. We don't even know what to do with it.
Yeah.
But tell us a little bit about your background and how you got into videography.
Yeah. So currently I'm a professional sports videographer in the St. Pete, Tampa area. But how I got into it was the whole, I guess, travel filmmaking space. Like, I don't know if y'all are familiar with like Jay Alvarez or the Sam Colders, those kind of people. I grew up on an island called Amelia Island right next to Jacksonville. So it was really, tropical vibes, travel destination. And so I would see these videos in middle school and high school. And I was like, I can do these videos. Like, I'm in a cool place, so why not? So I think it was, freshman or sophomore year of high school. One of my buddies was really into photography. And I was like, okay, I think it'd be really cool to get into videography.
Yeah.
We can both just kind of travel, create content, do whatever. And so I borrowed my mom's old rinky-dink camera that had like one video setting. I think it was a Nikon something. But anyways, started just doing videos for hobby. Would create, summer recap videos with the boys. And it just kind of started from there. That's kind of where I got my love for it. And it was really just a hobby up until probably 4 or 5 years ago. I've been doing this as like a full-time job. So, yeah.
So how did that kind of like merge with, I guess, entrepreneurship in a way, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, so when you were doing video as a hobby, like, did you ever have the idea of like, I want to do this full-time and be like an entrepreneur doing video? Or was it kind of just like for fun at the time?
I mean, at the time, it was really just for fun. I was a big high school athlete. Like, I just wanted to go to college for sports. Every kid's dream, just to go pro, whatever they can do to get, tennis. Nice. Yeah. So,
tennis. Oh, I was going to guess baseball.
No, it was baseball at first. And then I think it got to freshman year, I picked baseball over tennis because I enjoyed baseball more as a team sport and just loved playing with the guys. And then I sucked. So I was like a backup catcher. And so, but I had a lot of fun. And then that next year, my sophomore year, I chose to go tennis. I was a lot better at tennis. And then, I played 1 year of junior college tennis. So I got a little bit of a taste for
those
college.
European guys are nasty, bro.
Dude, I was the only American on the team. Only American on the team. And it was such a blast. Like those guys they I was on the bottom of the totem pole. They took it to another level. But anyways, so I had always just focused on sports. Didn't really think it could be anything. And at the time in 2014, 2015, when I was like a freshman in high school, it was not a desired job. It wasn't something where people thought of that as something they would want to be when they grew up. It was kind of like very niche. So I didn't think of it. And then I wanted to be if not a professional tennis player, I wanted to be a physical therapist. I wanted to stay in the sports world. So I went through high school. It was a hobby. And then freshman year, I started doing some vlogging, and, you know, at the tennis tournaments we would go to, just, you know, having fun in college.
Those videos are probably
they're trash, but
hilarious.
they are fun. They are funny to look back on. I'm glad I did it. And then in between that time, I also had a lot of entrepreneurial thoughts. Like I tried starting an apparel brand. I tried making my own headbands. Just a bunch of stuff that kind of led me to want to be my own boss and start my own business. And then when I dropped out of school, I took a semester off, and I was planning on going back. I had met my now wife at that school. Wow. So I dropped out. I met my now wife, and then I was like, oh, I need to go back to that school because she was there.
She was there.
And during that semester off, I started just kind of exploring the freelance videography world. It was kind of growing a little bit in, I guess, 2019. And so started doing some freelance gigs, and my mom is a realtor. So she would have me come out and make some, you know, videos for her listings. Exactly.
Mom's a real one, bro.
Yeah.
I know what you're going to say.
Yeah. You do? All right. And so this is the crazy part is she would give me some jobs here and there. And then when it was time to go back to school, she was the one who told me to not go back to school. She was like,
wow.
She was like, was that what you were going to say? Yeah. And she was like, yeah, you're not going to go back to school. Like, I think you should stay here and pursue this because you're doing very well. And I was like, and I wasn't doing well. I was just like, I was just making videos. And and I was like, no, like my girlfriend's at school. Like, I still have eligibility to play. Like, I want to transfer, do all this stuff. And my mom was like, if you want to go back, you can pay for it. I was like, well, I guess I'm staying home. So,
wow, dude, that's like the total opposite of what you hear, like
exactly.
for everyone else.
Total opposite of what we went through.
Yeah.
And so
my mom was like, you have to go to school.
Yeah. And so I was very blessed. Like, my mom, she's also very entrepreneurial, and I mean, mom knows best. You know? So obviously I had a lot of questions and a lot of back talk, and our relationship at that point wasn't doing very well. But now looking back on it, it's like, I mean, like, she was my hero. Like, she made all of this possible. Like,
dude,
her and God. So, you know, it's
Shout
a
out to
blessing.
her, bro.
Yeah, she's awesome.
So you mentioned talk me through the phase of not going back to school, leading into doing sports work.
Yep.
How did you land those first couple clients and gigs?
Yeah. So, gosh, I'm a big Gary Vee fan.
Same.
All of us too, bro.
I don't think I would have half of the clients that I have without Gary Vee.
Just YouTube content.
Just YouTube content. Yeah. And then I bought one of his books, Jab,
Crushing It? Or Jab, Right Hook.
Yeah. And so I just started indulging in his content. And after I found out I wasn't going back to school, I was like, man, I really got to make this work and, like, not regret taking this route.
Yeah.
So started binging Gary Vee all the time. And then it was one of his videos where he talked about the consistency of his outreach, like how many people that you should DM and how many, you know, and like the worst they can say is no and all this other stuff. So that's what I did. But before that, I knew I wanted to stay in the sports world. I did not want to film weddings. I didn't want to film buildings and stuff. So wanted to be in the sports world and figure out how to make it work. So my approach was I looked up like hashtags on Instagram, and it was all of like, I lived near Jacksonville. So I looked up Jacksonville athletes or D1 athletes or whatever I could to find like athletes that were doing hashtags. And so I landed probably like a lot of free work, but it was really just to build my portfolio. So I got to work with Alex Fudge. He's now in the Lakers, which is really cool. But at the time, he was a 5-star high school prospect. He was one of my first, not even client. He was just, I made him a free video and we called it that. So I started doing, videos like that. Got Alex Fudge, got a couple other athletes in the area. And then my first year out of college, I got my first quote unquote real job in the sports world. I reached out to a quarterback trainer in the Jacksonville area, and he still trains like a lot of SEC quarterbacks, pro quarterbacks. And I'm a huge Georgia Bulldog fan, huge Georgia fan.
Oh man,
And I used to live there, so
we're Alabama fans.
Oh, come on. But yeah, so he trains Carson Beck, who's Georgia's quarterback.
Yeah.
And at the time, Carson was I think a freshman in college, so I wasn't seeing any playing time or anything, but he was a Georgia quarterback. And I was like, I would love to give Carson a free video. Is there any way we can make that happen? Like I just want it for my portfolio. And Denny Thompson, the quarterback trainer, he was like, meet me at this place in like an hour. And I was like, what the heck? I was like, all right, whatever. Like, I don't got anything else to do. So I drive an hour to go meet him there in Jacksonville. And he was like, I want you to film Carson, but I want you to film my whole ordeal. I want you to film like for us. And I was like, cool. I was like, let's do it. And so that's kind of how my sports journey started.
At this point, are you dropping a price on them, or are you just like,
no,
I'll be there?
No. So I didn't know how much I was going to be working. I didn't know what I was going to be creating for him. It was literally just like, I just said yes, and I was going to figure it out later.
Yep.
So I said yes, and that was a month before COVID hit. That was in like February of 2020. And yeah, so I said yes. We started to slowly work together, and then COVID hit. So that kind of had a little, put a little damper in things. And then, we figured it out after that, kind of creating videos. I was pretty much like a jack of all trades, like graphics, photos, videos, TikToks, running social media pages. That's like 5 different job titles nowadays.
Yeah.
And I was just doing it all because I didn't know what was,
that's
ideal.
Kind of like,
so
that's like the typical journey though, for someone that finds himself in like a really successful gig, is they go through a bunch of iterations and they pick up skills in all different areas. And then when the opportunity comes that can take it to the next level, it's like, it's a little bit of each of those things that applies to that opportunity. I'm thinking now though, like, what is the relationship like with the girlfriend after you drop out and you don't go back? Is she like supportive? Do you guys stay together? What kind of happens from there?
So she's been supportive every step of the way. Like, she's awesome. But at the time, I had met her on the first day of school, like the first day of college. I met Lena, my wife, and I walked up to her at the dining hall line and I asked her for her Snapchat, and she like did not look up at me. Like, she was like not wanting to. And then her best friend gave me her Snapchat, and then she blocked me.
That's
on
the
Snapchat.
referral. What?
She blocked me on Snapchat. And then a year later, we got back in touch, and so that's how we started.
A full year, you were blocked. Nothing.
I talked to her on the first day of school, got her Snapchat. I got blocked like 2 days later.
Well, you went out first day of freshman.
Yeah.
Her guard was probably
yeah. And then on the last day of school, we talked for the first time since. So it was weird, but so I had met her in school. She had kind of known of me in school, and then we started dating when I dropped out that next semester.
Wow.
And then we had talked about that whole semester. We had talked about me coming back to school with her, me, finishing out my JUCO years at that school, and just going from there. That was kind of the plan that we had made up. And then when the time came where my mom didn't let me go back, there was a lot of like resentment, like from me and her towards my mom, because like it just didn't make sense at the time. But during that whole time of me starting a new phase of life, Lena was always super supportive. She comes from a super small town in Georgia. It's called Sylvester, Georgia. I doubt anybody's gonna know what it is. Right outside of Tifton, Georgia.
We got a lot of TikTok fans from there.
Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah. And so it was a different mindset that her family kind of presented. Her family's also very supportive of me, but they were just more so confused. Like
what is he doing?
Like if you go to school in my wife's hometown and you're a woman, you're a teacher, a nurse, or you're in the school system. You're like, you kind of line up to these jobs and you don't really expect anything else. And so that was kind of her thought process, was like, with me, she wasn't, she was just a little worried because she was, she'd never really experienced any of that. And so was her family, rightfully so. And we just were very, communicative. We just talked through it all. And I think my almost like sureness and like courage that this was going to work, like made her feel more at ease.
Yeah.
And then also we're both very big in our faith, and we knew that I really felt like God was calling me to like this path, and that I was doing the right things, and that if it wasn't going to work out, then there was going to be something else for me to do. So that also helped us through,
Just the blind faith.
Blind faith. Yeah. But yeah, so long story short, she was very supportive through the whole thing, that whole phase of life. So
That's
super
awesome.
grateful for that.
That's awesome, bro. I guess one of my next questions is like, how does one get good per se at video?
Yeah.
Like, what does that process actually look like?
Yeah.
Because maybe for us, could be in the cards, you know, producing this.
Yeah,
podcast,
I was about to say. I mean,
setting
you guys
up the
are
camera. I've clicked like a couple. I think I only know like 2 of the buttons on there. So
just the red button. Is all you need.
the red button, the on button, and then
Do we need advice? We're already great.
yeah, we're already crushing it.
The red button's the record button, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
I always get it mixed up with the picture button, but it's all good.
It works.
So what's my journey from here, right?
So honestly, it's whatever avenue you want to go into. If you want to shoot all niches, weddings, and all this stuff, that's cool. But I would try to dive into one that really interests you. That'll help make the learning process a lot more fun and not so much like a chore. But I always say it just starts with the basics. And also YouTube University. I've learned everything I know from YouTube, as I'm sure a lot of people have. But yeah, it's just understanding the basics. A lot of people who film in the beginning stages, they leave their camera on auto. And a lot of people don't know that you can manually like set your settings to get the correct footage, I guess you could say. And I was on auto for like the first year. I didn't even know you could do that manually. And then one day I tried to slow down my footage, and it was like super choppy. I was like, man, like what's going on? And I looked it up on YouTube, and I was in auto, whatever. But yeah, so I just go and binge YouTube. Any question you have on, I mean, really anything is on YouTube.
Yeah.
So there's no reason that you can't progress through videography. And it's also practicing as well. Like I think it goes for anything, but you learn a lot more when you actually, do it instead of just reading about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I would just say getting out in the field, filming it, and just going from there.
If you had to put a number on it, like percentage-wise, how much of your success would you contribute to you being really good at your craft versus networking and outreach?
I would say 70% networking, 30% video. Like the gigs that I've been blessed with, the people that I've met, the jobs that I've gotten, like I feel like I'm a really good networker. Yeah. And so I'm also, I would definitely say I'm above average in the video department as well. Yeah. So that helps. But yeah, I feel like it was just going above and beyond for the networking part. Helps me get a lot of the things that I have today. So
I love that, bro.
So your first pro sports gig was MLB, right? With the Rays?
Yeah, first pro sports was MLB. Yeah, it was a job called the LCC role, which is like live content creator. So basically what that was is you film all the home games and you film for the MLB, like the league. So you don't, I didn't work for the Rays. Like I wasn't a part of the Rays team. They just had, the MLB just had me stationed there.
Got it.
And so I was in charge of filming and taking photos of both teams. So throughout the game, our job is to get the shot, and whether it's a home run, big strikeout, whatever it may be, capture that in video or photo. The MLB didn't really care, as they wanted you to do what you felt most comfortable with. Yep. So for me, it was video. So it was get the shot, and then we would send it off to our editors, and we would send it off to, kind of like a Slack channel. So where the Rays could post it, the MLB could post it. It was really just real-time content.
Yep. And that gig came from networking, or you just did really good interviewing, or how did that come?
Networking, for sure. So when I got that gig, I was kind of starting to find my way into the sports world. I had filmed, I think, for a year with that quarterback trainer. And the whole time, I wasn't looking to leave that job. I was really just networking. Like I was just seeing all these other creators out there doing crazy stuff. So why not talk to them, pick their brain a little bit. So I was networking while I was at that job. I also got into the Reese Senior Bowl, which is like a big, bowl game for seniors in the college level. A lot of those guys end up being first, second round draft picks. So I got to do that. That was kind of one of my first freelance things that I got on my own in the sports world. I got to shoot a lot of quarterbacks and stuff, but all of that was kind of through the quarterback trainer. And so that college bowl game was kind of like my thing that I got to shoot.
That's cool.
So that was really cool. And then right after that, I got to shoot with, he's the Colts quarterback, Gardner Minshew. And
what
so
a legend.
He was with Jacksonville at the time. And it was crazy. I did it for free. I just wanted to, kind of get in his network, have that for my portfolio.
Yeah.
And after those two things kind of happened, the job application came up, and I had been networking with a lot of LCCs, a lot of guys who had the position I wanted. Not so much asking for, hey, how can I get this job? It's like, what tips do you have for me? Like, what can I do better to just be a better videographer? And one of the guys that I got to talk to was the guy who interviewed me, and I had no idea. I networked with the boss, and I didn't know it was the boss. So when we hopped on the interview, I was like, what are you doing here? And he was like, I run this. I was like, oh, this is crazy. So
for work too?
yeah. I was like, this is weird. But networking, I mean, long story short. So yeah, networking.
What were some of your favorite memories back in that quarterback camp?
Oh my gosh.
Like some of the guys you met or some of the things you experienced?
I would say COVID. So
that was during COVID.
We were training like all through COVID. Like,
well, you were in Florida.
Yeah, Florida. Like, it was like Disney World everywhere. Like no one really stopped doing anything. Yeah. They stopped doing stuff for like a month, and then that was kind of like my first. It was that summer. Obviously, all the quarterbacks are out of school. All the big time SEC quarterbacks are training there, and so I got to film with Carson Beck, Jeff Sims. I don't know where he's actually playing at now. Anyways, a lot of cool college quarterbacks that made me realize how much I loved being in the sports world.
Yeah.
It was just fun. And I was also their age, or they might have been a little older than me at the time. And so it just felt like a team sport, even though I didn't play anything. Like it was just so much fun to be able to interact with people in that environment. And so I would say the summer of COVID was pretty crazy. I got to film Mac Jones. And he's the quarterback for the Patriots. But yeah, I would say that time.
Yeah, I saw on your website
really
you had like a Mac Jones testimonial. It's fire.
Yeah, he gave me a testimony. I was not expecting that at all. But I just texted a bunch of people that I've worked with before, texting a couple of the pros that I've worked with. And he was like, yeah, dude, I'll give you a testimony. And I was like, all right, cool. Send it over. So yeah, I feel like people think it's fake, but it's real. So
growing up playing baseball and then having your first real professional sports gig be at the Rays, were there any players that you came across you were kind of like starstruck by? Like, oh shit, that's Judge or somebody like that?
Exactly him. So my first game was, it's kind of weird how it all happened. I moved down to Tampa to take the job. And at the time, they already had an LCC with the Rays. But the Blue Jays, since it was 2021, COVID was still a thing in Canada, like very big in Canada.
They were playing here?
And so the Blue Jays were playing full pro games at their spring training facility.
Okay.
And so my boss was like, hey, how about we send you down for half the season for the Blue Jays, and then the second half, you'll just kind of like rotate in with the other LCC in Tampa. I was like, cool, like whatever you need me to do, I'm there. And so my first game was the Angels versus the Blue Jays at their spring training facility. And it was also the day before I got engaged too. So it was like crazy weekend. So Angels versus Blue Jays, and first person I get to take a picture of is Mike Trout. That was like, I mean, he's on
like welcome
all the
to the
video
job.
game. Yeah, welcome to the show. It's like all, he's on all the video game covers. Yep. He's the GOAT, like just the modern day GOAT. All these things are running through my head. Like, holy cow, like this is real.
Yeah.
And the first photo I take, I sent it in, and it was just a portrait of Mike Trout. and it got plastered like all over MLB social platforms. And so that was also my first piece of content.
Is there a first day jitter with shooting videos and photos?
Oh my gosh, yeah, I was just spraying and praying everything. Like, dude, I didn't know what was going on. It was crazy.
Just clicking all the buttons.
Yeah, dude.
Was Ohtani there yet?
Oh, man, I think Ohtani was there, but he wasn't the superstar that he is now. I don't know that he was pitching. I think he was like DHing or something. But also, I'm a huge Yankees fan. My dad was from New York, or my dad's family was from New York, and so he grew up. I grew up a Yankees fan because of him, and followed the Yankees for years. And then my first series with the Yankees, I was like, oh, I can't wait! Like I get to see Aaron Judge, Giancarlo Stanton, all these people. And Giancarlo Stanton and Aaron Judge are both like 6'7" or something. It's crazy,
right?
And they didn't come out. And so I was like, bro, of course,
damn.
the one game I shoot, they're like sitting or something. You know, they're not playing. And so I'm kneeling on the field, taking photos of BP, and all of a sudden, someone slaps me on my butt. Like just baseball tap right on the butt. And I turn around and I just look up, and it was Aaron Judge. And
No way.
And he was like, what's up, man? And I was like, why are you talking to me, dude? This is crazy. And I was like, dude, like doing good, man. Like have a good game. And he was like, all right, see you around. And I was like,
That's
what
cool.
the heck was that, bro? Like it was crazy. That was my welcome to the league. Like
That's cool.
That was my favorite.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Baseball's got to be way easier than football. You know where the pitch is going every time.
Yeah, it's true. That's very
Football,
true.
it's like you don't know where the ball's going.
Yeah, it's very easy to follow in baseball. Like football, there's so many moving parts, across from each other.
Yeah.
But baseball, it's like everybody has their set position. They're pretty spread out.
Yeah.
Very easy to get the shot for the most part. So, yeah.
Dude, that's crazy.
What's like the technical strategy behind shooting? Are you in one spot? Are you moving around? Are you like running to different spots?
In pro sports, it really just depends on access. That's kind of like the name of the game. So each stadium is different. Football, baseball, whatever it is, the team itself, they have their own rules about, hey, you can go there, but you can't go here, things like that. With the Rays, I was very blessed. They're called photo wells, and it's like where all the cameras kind of hang out.
Yeah.
They have 4 of them at the Rays Stadium, and they let me go to all 4, which is like, I would say rare in the baseball world. I've heard stories that like the Yankees, people who had my job, they had to like sit in one chair at one the whole time. Like you can't move.
Tough.
Like you have to just take what you can get. So it's just the name of the game. But as far as strategy goes, like it also depends on the sport. Like football, we're told to just like track the play. So we're always in front of the ball. Like they'll be throwing towards us. So we can just try to get the shot the whole time.
So if there's a new kickoff, are you like running to the other end zone?
Bro, yeah, like it depends, like, because you don't want to run to the other end and then them go 3 and out and punt, because then you're gonna run to the other end. You're just gonna do that back and forth. So I try to like stay on like kind of parallel with them while they're driving down the field, and then once they cross like the 50-yard line, then I go to the end zone and wait for them to come to me, because normally they'll be like on a good drive or something. But baseball, it's really just follow the ball. Like it's such a guessing game on where the ball is going to go. Is it going to be a home run? Is the shortstop going to make a crazy play? And the ball moves way faster in baseball, so it's just insane. But yeah, it's different. But all sports are different, but it's fun.
Then I saw you make a post about this on your Instagram, but you ended up taking a step away from baseball.
Mm-hmm.
Is that just to commit full time to football, or like what went into that thought process?
Yeah, so the MLB job I had, I just finished up my 3rd season, and so in my eyes, that role is kind of like an entry level role in sports, and it's an amazing opportunity for what you can get as well. Like, I mean, I got hired as a 20-year-old, and a 20-year-old filming Mike Trout and Aaron Judge, like that's the world, like that's crazy. And so I kind of used it as like a stepping stone, and I kind of set a goal for myself. My wife and I were talking, and it was like, all right, like if I'm not, hired by a team personally, or if I don't, move up the ranks or whatever in 3 to 5 years in this that's at this entry level role, then I think it's like time to take a next step. And so, I did that for 3 years. I had done it for the NFL. I'd done it for the NHL. And I just made a lot of connections. I networked with tons of agents, tons of athletes. and I was just very confident in my skills to be able to kind of take these networking opportunities and run with it, and kind of work with them on my own accord. And creating for the league is awesome, but at the end of the day, you have a boss over your head, and I would like to just kind of create what I want and what the athletes want. And so it was tough leaving it, because that's what ultimately brought me down to Tampa, St. Pete area. But yeah, I mean, it's more just kind of taking a bet on myself, and just another stepping stone. So
now, can you use the footage that you shot at that job for your own portfolio?
Yeah, so we can do literally whatever we want with it, as long as we don't monetize it or sell it.
Nice.
So can't sell it like news stations or whatever you want to do with it. But yeah, they're super generous with it. Portfolio, Instagram Reels, all that good stuff. So yeah, it's been awesome,
bro. That one you posted about Brady,
that
was insane.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites, dude. I was so blessed to capture his last season. He announced, when I got the job, he had announced retirement the first time.
You were like, oh,
so I was like, oh, great.
Terrible.
Who am I gonna film now?
Baker, bro.
Yeah, I know Baker now. Yeah, we didn't know. We didn't know who it was gonna be.
Yeah.
And then I got the job, and then I think it was that summer or whatever it was. He announced he's coming back, and I was like, dude, no freaking way. So it was a fun time. He definitely looked 45, but it was awesome. It was
Any cool interactions with him or some of the other guys?
I mean, football, it's really hard to have personal interactions compared to baseball, because baseball pregame, super chill.
Yeah.
All the guys are just standing around for an hour taking BP.
Yeah.
You doing, whatever. But NFL, once it's pregame, they are not talking to anybody. Like, they are locked in. They're doing drills for a certain amount of time. They go back in, put their pads on, come back out, do drills, go back in, game time. Like, there's no chill time. There's nothing.
Wow.
Yeah. Mindset is like about to go to war.
Yeah. Like, baseball, there's 162 games, so they like to chill out a little bit. Football, you got, 17, 18, right? So each one is like a full-blown event, But with Tom Brady, I mean, I never got to shake his hand, sadly. But I got to do a one-on-one shoot with him and Daddy Yankee. Daddy Yankee announced that he was like retiring from touring or something. And then came down and had like a meetup with Tom Brady. So I actually got to talk to Daddy Yankee a lot, like me and his videographer.
Was he the one that's like super in his faith?
Or Daddy Yankee, no. Daddy Yankee's the guy who sings like Gasolina.
Oh, okay.
You know that song?
So much different than it's like a twerking song. In the club.
I know the song. I didn't know.
You know what I'm talking about?
Just based off that song.
That's
you could have.
I could have.
Yeah. I think
I swear I saw something.
I don't know if he's in his faith. I could be totally wrong.
Bro, I swear I gotta look it up.
Country singer you listen to.
No, bro, I
Daddy
swear.
Yankee's not country.
You know
He is
the song
full reggaeton.
Yeah, this is. Hold on. Let's see.
Song, that comes
Wait.
out of the club, like,
Yeah.
Just the right vibe.
Yes, bro. This was December
this
6th. Daddy Yankee retiring from music to devote his life to Christianity.
Really?
December 6th,
I didn't know that.
2023. I thought I was going crazy for a second. Yeah, Daddy Yankee to focus
Okay.
on Christian faith after
Wow.
reggaeton retirement.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well, there you go.
Crazy.
So the same guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
But so he had just announced his retirement. And then that was before Brady announced his retirement, but I think they kind of like knew that Brady was retiring too.
After that year. Yeah.
So they had a beat up, whatever. And then that was kind of like my closest interaction with Tom Brady was, I mean, we were from me to you with Tom, but no, I never got to shake his hand.
That's so sick though.
So, but yeah, it was a blessing for sure just to be around the GOAT.
How do you remember that you're actually working a job on the field? I'd be such a fan. Like,
Oh my god,
go,
dude, that's like that's probably one of the things. Like, I just pray sometimes. Like, sometimes I'll slip up and like say like, oh yeah, like let's go. But like, I pray the camera's not on me on the TV, or like I'll get booted. But
oh wait, they pan to your camera on the live stream?
Well, no. So like, if say somebody scores a touchdown and like they have the camera on the player, like I'm right next to the player, like filming him.
And he's like,
shit.
So if I'm fanboying on TV, like I'm gone.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I got to catch myself sometimes.
Dude,
in,
what
like, crazy moments.
what's the K Fitz getting booted for the?
Oh god, yeah, K Fitz. So if you don't know the K Fitz situation,
No.
How do you get booted for that though? It's not even his fault.
Okay, I'm not gonna go into too much about it. But K Fitz, that's his Instagram handle. He has the same job I do, but they just have him placed with the Miami Dolphins.
Okay.
And he's Tyreek's personal videographer.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That video like blew up. Like that was.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's the one
and
where you took the phone and did the backflip.
yes.
Yes.
And then, do y'all know Cam?
Yes.
Well,
Yeah, of course.
So like Cam and K-Fitz are really good buddies too. So I don't know if y'all ever ran into each other, but it was a whole ordeal where Kevin K-Fitz was filming on his phone. The NFL likes phone footage, so he was filming on his phone. Tyreek scores a touchdown. Tyreek comes over and grabs Kevin's phone and does a backflip with it, and the NFL was like flipping out over it, or not the NFL. Everybody was flipping out over it. And that whole situation escalated. Like they were, trying to, I don't know the whole situation. I'm still employed, so I'm not trying to say anything, but the whole situation escalated. Kevin ultimately got like quote unquote suspended from filming games. But he is still Tyreek's personal videographer. So that's kind of the whole.
Is he like not supposed to like give his phone away?
So
to the player?
it was he also did a little bit of celebrating while Tyreek did the phone thing.
I got you.
But we're not supposed to. The NFL players aren't supposed to use props for celebrations, and so that was also a prop. And then it was a whole thing where like, I think they got upset with Kevin because Tyreek got fined for it, and like maybe they were upset with. I don't know.
They probably just assumed they planned it.
Yeah, exactly. I think they thought they were playing because they were boys anyways.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So
his personal brand though probably blew up from that.
he made a video, and dude, the whole like nation was against the NFL. Yeah. Like they started calling it the No Fun League, and everybody was so mad at the NFL, asking for Kevin's job back, like all this crazy stuff. But he got like probably 100K followers from that.
Wow.
And he went. He's smart, and he's only 20 and
20 years old.
20 years old, and he is very smart. He knows what he's doing.
Good for him.
Love Kevin though.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah. So I'm trying to stay on the good side of the NFL. Yeah. So I probably won't be, giving phones away or anything.
So so speaking of the NFL, you're going out for Super Bowl weekend.
Yeah. So sadly I won't be there the whole Super Bowl weekend. But I am going Monday. So I'll be going Wednesday through Friday. And that's because one of my clients, Antoine, he'll be out there for the whole time. He's nominated for an award, and they're going to present it during halftime of the Super Bowl.
Oh, wow.
And so up until then, we're going to be just filming YouTube content for him, vlogging in Vegas for him. And then, and then there's a couple new connections that I want to explore, and they'll also be in Vegas. And I just figured it was a good opportunity to network. So,
dude, everyone's there for Super Bowl
exactly.
weekend.
So even if it's a dud for the pocket, like it could ultimately lead to
that'll be
even one new client from that
very
trip.
Much
Bro, one Super Bowl week, we should just go there and like post up with a set. Be like, hey, you want to?
No, exactly. Yeah, that'd be crazy. Oh my god,
craziest
that would be
ever.
insane. Oh, dude, yeah.
Yeah.
Going out to the Super Bowl and getting the biggest guys on there.
Yeah, that would be insane. Everybody's gonna be there. It's crazy.
Yeah, everyone.
So yeah,
that's the place to be.
I bought my ticket like 2 days ago. So
nice, dude.
Very last minute.
Vegas trip.
Nah, I'm
dude, it's actually fairly.
I was looking at flights for Vegas
to travel.
Tampa.
Yeah, it's like $300 round trip.
Oh, it's not bad at all.
Which is not, especially this close to time and Super Bowl weekend.
Dude,
like,
they just know they lower the
prices.
prices.
Oh yeah, you guys want to go?
Low key, I kind of want to go. Bro.
Yeah, and then like
just the network.
Airbnb's got the hookup. So
okay,
yeah, it's crazy. Not that bad. I think it's pretty cheap because they know you're gonna blow money there.
That's what I was getting at. Yeah. It's like, dude, they know like once you're there,
compensation right there.
Oh my god!
I want to talk about the personal branding stuff you're doing for guys like Antoine, because I know you mentioned you're transitioning into more of an agency model as well. Winfield.
Antoine Winfield Jr. He's a starting safety for the Buccaneers.
He's a dog.
All pro.
I'm a Saints fan.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
But like, I respect. I'm like.
Yeah. He's a dog for sure. But
yeah, talk about that transition into helping. I love helping athletes make their personal brand off the field. That's fire. So
so that's really the whole gist of it. I mean, I just launched a creative agency to basically help athletes kind of set themselves up for success after their pro careers. And so my whole thought process on it is, while these guys have these big platforms on national TV, like we need to be capitalizing on all the content that we can be making, all the extra eyeballs we can get on their social pages. Just because ultimately more eyeballs to your page means that whatever business endeavor you take after your career, there's going to be more people supporting that. Ultimately, just setting athletes up for success and financially. And that's also a big thing is some athletes don't plan very well. And after their professional careers, when they don't have any money coming in, they have to go get new jobs. They blow all their money on, houses, whatever it may be. So I would just love to create content for athletes, but also like not just giving them benefits of growing social media for numbers, but actually using those numbers to benefit them financially, to set them up for success.
Yeah.
So that's kind of, what I wanted to go into after I left the MLB. I just didn't know what capacity or how I could scale it or, all the really fundamentals I needed to know. I just knew that I wanted to work with athletes personally and help them rather than working for a team or a league. I do still work for the NFL, but I love that job, but it's a lot less time consuming than the MLB. MLB, it would take up about, 120 days a year, and the NFL takes up 15.
15 days?
Yeah.
Yeah, because just Sundays, right?
Yeah, so just Sundays and only home games.
Oh, wow.
And, they'll have me do cool trips every once in a while, but it's not 120 games.
Yeah.
And so, I left the MLB to have more freelance time to kind of figure this stuff out with athletes personally.
Dude, it's so ideal.
Yeah. So it's fun. I'm a little nervous, but it's exciting. So.
Yeah, but that's probably the same
a good
feeling
thing.
you had before you did all the other things you told us about.
Exactly. I mean, nervous is at the end of the day just kind of like a form of excitement. So
Yeah.
If I'm not nervous, then
probably
I'm
not doing the right thing.
So it's gonna be a good phase. We'll see where it goes.
And dude, wait, so you're 23, 24?
23, yeah.
Oh
Damn.
my god.
Younger than us.
Yeah, I was doing the math
thought
when
you
you
were
were
older
saying
than
How old are
like
you guys?
24.
24.
Oh, yeah. You guys are so much older.
I'll
Okay.
be 25 in a month. You'll understand when you get there.
The way you said that with the cigar going up like this,
Oh,
kick your
yeah.
feet up.
Damn, bro, we're getting old.
Okay.
Yeah, I
okay.
know.
You know what makes me feel old?
19 was like 5 seconds ago.
Right at the front desk when we're buying the cigar, it's like, you need to be this old to purchase a cigar. And it's like February 5th, 2003. I'm like, that shit, like, don't lie. That makes even you feel
No,
old.
yeah, dude. Like
You used to look at that growing up like, man, I can't
2003.
wait.
Yeah. You're like,
That's
that was-
20. That's 21-year-olds now.
Yeah.
2003.
Dude, LeBron was drafted in that too.
Oh my gosh, dude. Yeah,
I was playing 2K3 back then.
that puts it in
Larry Bird,
perspective, bro.
corner 3, fadeaway cheese.
Yes,
bro.
sir.
Used to be the
Oh,
glitch.
man.
What's like the craziest DM you ever got where you're like, holy shit?
Like from player or like
Anybody that's like, I love your work.
The Matt Moore one was pretty funny.
I mean, if I didn't get the Matt Moore one, I might not be here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So that
for
was
real.
pretty crazy. I'll tell that one. He's not an athlete or anything. Well, he is an athlete. He's gonna dunk.
Dude, he can dunk now.
Can he dunk now?
Yeah.
I didn't see it. Oh,
I
man.
saw a video in
I
Elevate.
got to look at it. Anyways, Matt Moore, we got connected over one of my reels that went viral or semi-viral, and he sent me a DM. It went in my unrequested or my requested. So I looked at it, and it was a video, and I was like, what is, because if it's in the requested, you can't see what the video is. You have to like click it to see what it is.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, I'm going to open it and it's going to be like, it ain't going to be right. So I opened it and lo and behold, Matt Moore was just reaching out, wanting to connect. And then obviously fast forward led me here. But other than that, I mean, crazy DMs. Y'all know John Morant?
Yeah, of
Okay,
course.
so it's not him, but
Okay.
his videographer like reached out and was just like saying he loved my work. And I was like, what the heck, dude? I was like,
That's
you
crazy.
filmed Ja. Like, that's crazy. It's just crazy.
Poor guy's filming Ja with like bulletproof vests. He's
Yeah.
like behind
Yeah.
plexiglass.
And now he's Jaws out for the season too, so that sucks.
I'm
for him.
sorry, I had to
But-
say
I was gonna
something.
say, thank God he hired a videographer. Every time he went on live.
Yeah. But man, honestly, I can't think of any that come to mind. Yeah, I don't
Those
know.
are both good ones.
Yeah, I don't have any athletes that come to mind. Brett Phillips, he was a player for the Tampa
That
Bay
guy was
Rays.
a legend, bro.
Yeah.
What a great memory. His walk off in the World Series. Were
Oh
you
my
filming
gosh,
that?
no! I joined.
Dude, we were
the
we were in a
after.
college dorm dying laughing because when he hit the walk off, he like kept running the bases.
The
It
airplane?
looked like he was high on drugs because he was like on
Bro,
such an.
how could you not
Yeah.
be? Bro, it's the craziest moment.
That was when
for him.
Randy Rosarena like went back and then went home. Oh my god!
Oh yeah,
that was
somersaulted over
fucking
home
hilarious.
plate. Yeah,
Unreal.
but yeah, probably Brett Phillips. We got connected over DM and then started filming a little bit together when he was with the Rays. But I do a lot of the DMing, so
Yeah.
I don't really get that many. I'm very annoying.
You got the greatest
so.
lead magnet in the world, bro. Here's my video of Bryce Young
Yeah. Oh, dude,
spinning.
people.
That video is so cold. I didn't know that was you. I was going through your Instagram today, and I was like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah, that was me. But like, it got I think 1.5 mil, and
I honestly
not
think when Bryce Young's career is over, he's gonna be like, "This is my promise."
no, dude. It's a cool clip. It was
Oh,
a
it's just
2-point
also not
conversion.
that good,
Yeah, but
You
like,
were so high on that, dude.
but I'm a Saints fan. Though. He went to the Panthers.
yeah, it's
That's
true.
what
It's
happens
true.
when you go to the Panthers.
But that is very true. But it got like 1.5 million views and tons of comments, and not one of those comments was positive. Bro, they were all hating on him, and I was like, any publicity is good for me.
Yeah,
I was like,
for
y'all
real.
keep going, because there was like a couple hate comments, and it was before it went big, and I was like, oh, these are awful. Like I'm gonna
Yeah.
delete them. So I deleted like 2 of them. Next morning, 100 hate comments, and
You're
I was
like,
like,
"All right."
keep going. I was like,
Name of the
He got
game.
unlucky.
Yeah.
He got unlucky because CJ Stroud was drafted right
bro,
Yeah.
I thought CJ Stroud was a bust after his test scores came out. Did you hear about
now.
that?
Yeah, but it's like a brand new test. The whole point of the test was that this new test was going to revolutionize the pre-draft process.
Yeah.
It's going to replace like the Wonderlic, which is like quarterback intelligence, and it was supposed to test like awareness and reaction time to see if like you're good at getting to your second, third read. And CJ Stroud like flunked it.
Dude, and he was the only one. He was like one of the only ones who bombed it, bro.
Yeah.
Like by a
And he
mile.
looks more comfortable than any rookie quarterback.
Oh my god,
ever
he looked
has.
like Tom Brady this year.
Yeah,
dude,
dude.
it was so good.
He put up like
Quarterbacks
50
ever had.
points in his first playoff game, right?
Dude,
Yeah, it's funny 'cause it's like-
crushed the Browns.
He
Crazy.
literally just shat on the test the whole year because like he just
Bro, yeah.
looks so comfortable, goes through his reads like a bat.
So what are they gonna do with the test? Scrap it, right?
I don't know after that,
They were
but
trying to like literally like sunk the company.
probably
Yeah,
did.
because it was like a new company and this whole thing. I was reading about it. They were talking about it on another podcast that I listened to. But they're like trying to make new PR spins about what the test is really about. But they had to like change it because it just got this.
Golly,
This
dude.
come from quarterback with the state record for touchdowns.
Oh yeah.
Whoa.
We're still tied. I think nobody's like 4 or 5 people have gotten 8, but nobody's gotten 9 yet. But going back to Carson Beck.
QB1?
Yeah, in high school.
Okay.
Back in the day.
Okay, yeah,
Long
the
time
glory
ago.
days.
Yeah, you were still a sophomore.
Oh, okay.
He was in
But,
fan club.
This is in New York?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but my best receiver my senior year, he was only a freshman at the time, Colby. He's playing at Georgia now, so hopefully him and Carson Beck have a lot of highlights this year.
He's a freshman. No.
No. So he was a freshman when I was a senior in high school, but he just transferred from Miami to Georgia.
Oh
And
my
he'll be the
gosh.
best receiver this year.
Bro, yeah, that was a crazy pickup for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's super sick.
Penn State, Bama, like everybody.
Dang, that's crazy.
Yeah. So I'll be a Georgia fan this year.
Okay, there we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be a
That's
Georgia
awesome.
guy. I got no
Is it
team.
Go Dogs? Is that what we said?
Yeah. I mean, we throw some barks in there too,
No,
but
the
yeah,
best
yeah.
is the one clip, my favorite clip. You know exactly what I'm talking
I
about.
think I know
right?
what you're talking
The
about.
orange-haired kid who's spray painted white, and he's like, "Go Dogs!" It's like the most unhinged clip.
Yeah,
Oh, my
they're crazy fans, but they're we're good. We're good.
For Colby and for you, I'm a
Yeah.
Georgia fan.
Okay, I can get behind that. Yeah.
Go Dogs.
Are you actually a Bama fan?
Yeah, I mean we have some history. Like our uncle played there. He
Well,
played,
okay, you should have
two of
led
our
off with
uncles.
that because
Yeah.
now the whole podcast, I'm like, man, these guys are
he
Bama
played
fans.
there as he was what backup quarterback probably at the time.
Yeah, he
And-
was a big recruit, but he only stayed there a year and ended up going out to start his business with his
Yeah.
and became-
But he ended up rooming with Dabo Sweeney. That was his roommate.
Bro, I didn't know Dabo went to Alabama.
Yeah,
What?
that's why he was like rumored, like, is he gonna take
Going to
that
Saban?
role after-
Whoa, I did
yeah,
not know that.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Dude, that's sick.
So they were
You roomed with
roommates.
Dabo?
Yeah.
That's crazy. All right, yeah, you could be a Bama fan. He's like,
Two of
Doesn't
them.
get me
The
started.
and
other
then
one was a
Uncle Mike,
giant,
didn't he
like-
block a field goal or something crazy?
Yeah, and like the Orange Bowl or something. He's like, this guy's not blood related to us,
yeah.
but he's like a 6'8", like
Beast.
giant German dude.
Yeah.
He's just
Dude, that's sick.
yeah, absolutely.
Heck
He
yeah.
played there and started and had a good career there.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Man, yeah, we come from a football family.
I love it.
Our grandpa basically tried out for the Jets with Joe Namath. Like, I was just at
casual.
yeah, I got a cool picture actually of them
That's sick.
when I was back home because it was just his 80th birthday, so
Yeah.
they're bringing out all the old pictures. I gotta try to.
I started being a
find
Georgia fan. I moved around a lot as a kid,
Yeah.
and I started in Florida and then ended back up in Florida for high school. But I lived in Georgia, right around Atlanta.
That's my gramps with Joe Namath.
Bro, that's sick, dude.
It says 2 Jet pilots get their heads together. Head coach quarterback Ray Stan receives some advice from Joe
What a
Namath
media line.
during casual moment.
Clickbait right there.
Studs. Yeah, that's OG
Yeah,
copywriting.
But I moved to Peachtree City, Georgia. What grade is that? 3rd? Man, I can't keep my grades right. 2nd and 3rd grade. I was in
like 2 years ago.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, second and 3rd grade. I was in Georgia, and that's kind of when I learned what like college football was. And in Jacksonville, Florida, there's no like you don't have any college teams.
Yeah.
So one of my really good friends there is a Georgia fan, and so I just kind of hopped on with him and watched games with his family and stuff, and went from there.
Dude,
and then
college football.
I didn't start being an NFL fan until Gardner Minshew came to the Jags, just because moving around so much, like I didn't want to pick another team and then leave and stuff. So, in like, oh man, what was that? Senior year of high school, Gardner Minshew comes to town and just Minshew mania, the mullet, the mustache, and
everything.
If you ever shoot a Steelers player, just like let me know where it is so I can make sure you're safe and everything.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
So that you don't get any intruders.
I don't die. Yeah. But I just won't tell him that I'm a Jags fan. But,
no, I'm saying I'm a diehard Steelers fan. So
you're a Steelers fan.
Yeah.
We own you guys.
No, you don't.
at the Steelers place?
Great.
Oh my gosh.
When was it?
It sounds like he shoots quarterbacks. The Steelers don't have.
I mean, Blake Bortles beating us in the.
Do you believe in Kenny Pickett?
No.
You can't say. I was gonna say if he said yes.
Okay, no, because you're a real Steelers fan. Because I was making sure.
Yeah, I believe in the two-headed monster of Najee and Jalen Warren. That's what I believe in.
You guys have a lot of good pieces. It's just not together yet.
I think I can beat Najee Harris.
He had the 7th most rushing yards in the NFL.
He looks so slow when he rushes.
I guarantee you,
I would love to know he's 40 though. Yeah.
I guarantee you, he's still fast.
But
I guarantee you, he's probably a 4.6. What do you think?
I love that you guys got George Pickens and Darnell Washington though. Those
And
my dogs, bro.
And Broderick Jones, left tackle.
Oh yeah, totally forgot about him.
We got some Georgia guys. Najee Harris 40 time. I'm gonna say 4.6. 4.45? Oh my god!
No way. Yeah, it's probably.
He's so slow, bro.
Yeah, it's 4.8 with pads on. Oh my gosh.
7th most rushing yards in the NFL, bro. Better than any Saints running back.
Minshew, I listened to him on this podcast called Part of My Take. He was talking about college. This guy's nuts. He wanted to get a medical red shirt. So
he banged his hand, bro.
Yeah, drank a bunch of whiskey, took his hand, and just hit it with a hammer to break it.
No,
because he wanted to get an extra year of college.
He wanted to get another year of college.
They allowed that?
No.
No.
Well, he told the story, but they didn't know.
He just said he broke his hand.
Yeah.
He did.
What a
He
legend,
broke his
bro.
hand, bro.
What a legend.
He's crazy,
Does he
dude.
always travel around in like an RV? He just doesn't
Yeah.
go home or something?
I don't know what he does now. I don't know if he sold it or what.
Like a
He had it
camper?
up for sale like 2 years ago. But the first time I ever met with him and shot with him, I mean, epitome of like a college frat guy. And dude, like he's so nice too, but he is the funniest guy. Like, I mean, just making the raunchiest jokes. Like, just he's
a great year this year.
he's a ball, dude. Great. I was so happy that he got a chance. I love
Where was he,
Anthony
on the
Richardson.
Colts?
Colts. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a
Almost made the playoffs if the running back didn't drop the pass.
Should have had JT out there.
Yeah, that's another thing. Yeah, that was questionable. But yeah, I'm a big Gardner Minshew fan. But yeah, I also got to film Anthony Richardson at the QB trainer. And so I got to follow him.
He's a freak.
Bro, I got to follow him like through Florida and to the Colts. And so I was kind of bummed because I was a big Gardner fan, and I knew that when they drafted AR that he wasn't going to really get any playing time. But I'm not thankful that Anthony got hurt, but it was pretty cool to play. Yeah, it was pretty cool to see them both play. So we'll see what Gardner does next year. But he had a pretty good year for the circumstances. So
great. They were supposed to be bottom of the league. And Shane Steichen's really good.
Yeah.
Head coach. He was the one who took the Eagles and made them into a powerhouse and their offense collapsed.
Yeah. Jags absolutely fumbled this year. Went from 8-3 to 9-8.
I know.
I bet them to win the division, bro. They at least did that.
What?
I bet like $400 on them to win the AFC South. So
Well,
they held on.
We made every quarterback look like Tom Brady. We made Jake Browning, the Bengals,
Yeah, I remember that game.
threw for 400 yards on our
insane.
tails or something. And then who else? CJ Stroud, his first breakout game was against us, crushed us. I mean, dude, it was.
But you own the Steelers, bro. You can have that.
Yeah,
you
except
can
for
have
the towel. What's up?
What are your thoughts on Trevor Lawrence as a Jags fan?
Okay. I love the man, but he is a turnover machine, dog.
With fumbles too,
Bro. That's what I'm
Not
saying.
even interceptions.
I'm not even upset about the interceptions because he's a gutsy guy and he's still figuring it out, but he's taking a little too long to figure it out. So I'm not upset with the interceptions, but he's got like, I didn't know how many. I think he has like the most fumbles in the league for quarterback in the past 2 years or something crazy.
Nobody's
Bro,
had more interceptions
but
than
what's bad about media these days is that this pains me to say, he has identical stats to Daniel Jones. And in New York wanted Daniel Jones's head, but everybody's praising Trevor. You know what I mean? So
you guys didn't even win the division. You fumbled the whole
that's
thing.
what I'm saying. The Texans did.
Yeah, that's so bad.
It's all about the market, bro. New
bro.
Yorkers are ruthless. No one in
Yeah.
Jacksonville really cares.
No, sadly, but yeah. I mean, I love Trevor. I hope he brings us home a chip. I love Doug Peterson, dude. Love Doug Peterson. I love all the offensive weapons, but yeah, I mean.
It's tough.
Our O line is kind of garbage. So
ETN is a dog, yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Didn't you guys get the brother?
Yeah, we did.
ETN's little
Travis,
brother.
we got
He
Travis
transferred
Etienne's little
from
brother.
Florida
To
Georgia,
right?
Yeah.
I thought you were
Crazy
talking about Jacksonville
switch.
for a
I
second.
mean,
was
that's a
like,
bold move going from Florida to Georgia, or vice versa. Like that's
just within the
cold-blooded.
SEC. Yeah.
So
That'll be a fun game if they go.
Oh yeah,
at
they
it.
will.
That was like Bama's receiver, their best one.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Bond.
Yeah.
Right.
Wait. Bama's best receiver this year. Burton.
Trey Burton.
Oh, from Georgia to
He
Bama.
went from Georgia to Bama.
I was very pissed about that one. Yeah. And then our other receiver that went to Aiden Mitchell that went to Texas. Like all of our boys left. And I'm like, you don't want
Make
3
room
chips?
for Colby Young.
In Texas.
Exactly.
He's gonna be.
Texas is going to be
Dog.
good,
Texas is
bro.
gonna be in their SEC now.
Yeah, it's really annoying.
Do they still have the
All the good
quarterback, or
teams.
is it going to be
Yeah, they still got him.
Manning? Oh, I
Dude,
want to see
heard,
Archie, bro.
I heard, I'm not going to say who said it, but he's a SEC quarterback, said that Archie Manning is garbage.
Really?
What?
Yeah. I heard that Archie Manning is garbage from an SEC quarterback.
The
Dude.
knock on him was always that the high school he played for was like really low competition.
So that's why he excelled, obviously. Yeah, I don't know.
He's a
Never
Manning,
seen him
bro. I'm
play.
not going to.
Well, yeah, exactly. I'm not going to count him out.
Yeah.
He's Manning. So, but yeah, the word on the street is that Archie sucks.
If I
So,
was you, I would infiltrate SEC football until Texas gets there, just to meet Matthew.
Oh, dude.
oh my gosh, dude.
Genius plan.
I would love to meet Matthew McConaughey. He seems like the most genuine, superstar-esque person
Yeah.
that you can meet. You
Yeah.
see the new tequila brand he launched?
No.
You did it?
I'm just gonna buy a box.
Bro, it's called Pantalones. and their whole tagline was, apparently him and his wife created it or something, but he said the tagline is like, it's the best thing we've created with our pants on. And I was like, hey.
I feel like it would be like drink this and your pantalones are coming off.
Yeah, exactly. Something like
They
that.
could go 10 different ways with that
So,
name.
exactly.
That's
So,
awesome.
They have to
dude.
Make some shit like that sound cool too.
Yeah,
If I
exactly.
said that, they'd be like, all right,
Yeah.
get 'em. We're
He
taking
was,
them out
yeah.
of the house.
Apparently, he was saying that like the alcohol industry is too serious and stuff. So he was just like,
I
bump
like
it,
that. Yeah.
let's just make it fun. So
Dude, he makes everything fun.
Green Lights, right?
Yeah.
I want to read it, bro.
Dude,
Have
so
a
good.
Good read.
Oh my God. It's just entertaining, bro.
Yeah.
He literally just did a music video today with Zach Bryan. He's just doing the most
McConaughey?
random stuff. Yeah, he acted in Zach Bryan's music video.
Okay.
And it's like, it literally looks like, what was the old movie he was in? Dazed and Confused.
So
Where
far.
he's
Yeah.
like ripping cigs like outside the dive bar.
Okay.
And that's like the scenery.
Okay.
Except it's obviously him now. It's just so cool, like all the different
You
projects.
guys got
he
any other
does.
good reads?
I'm binging Mafia books right now. So
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The book that inspired Goodfellas is fantastic. Wise Guy.
Okay. Okay.
Now I'm reading Underboss, the guy that like turned in John Gotti.
These are crazy.
Green
I would've
lights.
never-
So good, bro.
Yeah, Green Lights is
Green lights.
solid. That's like one of the books that's just
You
like
gotta do the audio
entertaining.
book,
Oh, because he narrates it, right?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
Bro,
That's
that's what
why.
I loved about David Goggins' books is that David's
Yeah.
like talking. And I'm like, dude, this is
He's not
sick.
talking, bro. He's
Or
yelling. He's
not-
shouting, bro.
I guess he's no, he didn't narrate it. The other dude did.
Oh, his writer.
The podcast guy, and like they,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
that whole thing. But I loved his books. But my wife's a huge reader. I bought her a Kindle, and she reads like a book a week or something crazy. And
It's a great pre-bedtime activity.
Yes.
you
Get
sleep
off
better.
the blue screen.
Mhm.
But yeah, so I'm trying to read a little more, as well as read my Bible. But need to do that
Yeah, I
a
mean
little
that's
more as
number
well.
one, bro.
Yeah. So yeah.
Absolutely. I guess that's a great segue. How does the Bible apply to, I guess, what you're doing in business?
Yeah.
I always find that interesting.
I mean, all the success I've had is like a key to the people around me as well as God. Like I couldn't do any of this without God leading me through this path as well as people around me. But as far as business goes, I've tried to be really, I guess, just strong in tithing. That's like a very controversial subject in today's Christianity and the state of where it's at. But just with all like, you know, the fraud and, you know, big lead pastors getting cracked down for
Just
you
terrible
know,
things.
you
Yeah.
know, terrible things. But ultimately, those pastors aren't our God. Like
Yeah.
they just like Matt Moore said, I actually got this from him. Just because my pastor is human or, you know, does something like, you know, get
Sinful.
caught in fraud, he's not our God. He's just a vessel that God speaks through. So that shouldn't affect our relationship with God. So I'm really appreciative for Matt for that. But yeah, tithing has been huge for me and my wife. You know, I've never been rolling in the dough by any means. And even when I first started working for the MLB, like that was my only gig. And I'm not really supposed to say how much it paid, but it paid like under a teacher salary. And I wasn't really picking up any freelance gigs. And luckily, Lean and I were smart, somewhat smart with our money. And we were in a, you know, a 1-1 apartment. And so we made ends meet. And yeah, but I started tithing after that first year of MLB. And Lean and I saw a drastic change. You call it what you want, call it luck, you know, whatever. I call it blessings. And it's just been a huge part of our life. Tithing has been insane.
So when you tithe, are you
Yeah.
just giving directly to a church, like
Yeah.
charities?
So we give it back to Radiant Church. That's the church we go to.
Okay.
And the reason that we're so confident in where our money's going is not only, you know, do we believe that even if we're giving to, we're not, but say we're giving to a pastor and he turns around and blows all the money on cars and houses and stuff. That doesn't mean our tithing was bad. Like his actions with that money was bad, but our tithing was still right in God's eyes. Like our hearts were in the right place. And so that gives us a lot of confidence to give wherever we're at. And so even if we say go home to Jacksonville, like, and we'll tithe at that church that day. But Radiant is super huge in their missions and just the mission field in general, just doing great things in other countries as well as the States. And as well as just growing Radiant Church in Tampa Bay, in the, you know, this area of Florida. We've just seen a lot of growth and the impact that it's had on our lives. We just wouldn't want to give anywhere else. We'll, you know, if there's charities and stuff like that, we would definitely give. We wouldn't be, you know, weird about it or anything, or we only have to tithe to this church that we go to or whatever.
It's more
It's
catching.
yes, exactly. It's our pastor said it, you know, give the first 10% of, you know, everything that you make, because ultimately at the end of the day, like that 90% that we keep was like never ours to begin with. Like everything that we have on this earth is his. And we're just blessed to, like, I guess, kind of utilize it and, you know, so just give the first 10% and he'll bless the 90. And so that's kind of our mindset. But yeah, that's the big key in business for me.
Yeah, because I think a lot of entrepreneurs get so caught up in like the money, and they make the income or the MRR, or their revenue, like they're God.
Yeah.
And as soon as you do that, like you lose every single time.
And it's super hard to not do that. You know, it's when you start seeing, you know, commas come in and the experiences that you can get with that money, the places you go with that money, it's super hard to detach from it. I mean, it's awesome. Like I've gotten to experience some of those things, but at the end of the day, I just have to take a step back and realize like I've been blessed to travel a lot. I would not be able to travel anywhere or keep a roof over our head. My wife and I just got a house. Like none of this stuff would happen if God wasn't in the picture. I mean, I still talk about it to this day. Like I said, I'm not rolling in the dough. My wife's a teacher. She's not rolling in the dough. I don't know how we're doing it. Like, I don't know how we bought a house. You know, I don't know how all this other stuff works out. I just know that we're trying to do the best we can with what we have and do right by God. And I mean, that's all we can do.
It's working out.
So, and it's working out. So
I love it, bro.
we're going to keep on keeping on. So
I love it, bro.
Yeah.
I feel like recently, at least maybe it's just my algorithm, but there's definitely a wave or an increase in just the amount of people like talking about their faith in Christianity. You just got like a lot of podcasters, like George Janko is a great example.
Just watch that one.
I love.
Yeah.
He's bringing on guys like Tony Robbins and questioning them on their faith, and even like
Tate.
Paul and Tate. Yeah, I mean
that one about faith was crazy,
dude. That was insane.
Yeah.
And again, I don't know if it's just my algorithm, but like I'm seeing like all these different creators starting channels that really incorporate their faith. So I guess my question to you is like, is that a path you eventually want to go down as well? With your content creation?
I mean, I always want people to know my experiences and the reason of how I got here, how God's helped me along the way. I never want to put it to the point where I'm shoving it down people's throats. I don't want to push it on anybody. I just want to kind of set an example of like, this is the way I live. And I almost want people to be curious of like, how is he, I'm not trying to say that many of these things, but like, how is he so joyful in that time?
Yeah.
How is he this way, that way? When people could be other ways. And I really just want people to be curious about things, and then ultimately like just kind of have subtle hints of Christianity in there.
Yeah.
And kind of just let God do the work. And
let
kind
them
of
find
let
it
them
themselves.
explore. If they have questions, of course they can ask me, and I'll talk to them all day about it. But and then on podcasts, and I'm very public about it and open about it. But it's not something where I'm gonna tell you that you need to convert to Christianity or you're going to hell. Like that's just, I personally don't think that's the way to reach people.
No, it's not the approach.
Obviously, it works for some people, like the people who stand out on the side of the road with yardsticks,
those guys are a little
yard
crazy,
signs
man.
and stuff. And obviously, if they feel called to do that, hopefully they reach some people. But the way I would like to do it, and the way I think God is kind of leading me, is growing my personal brand, reaching other people with these athletes, and then hopefully them finding me, and then finding kind of the reason why I'm here. So
it reminds me of I think it's in one of the Gospels, but like we're called to share the gospel, but only using words if we must. And so like it's just basically trying to say live a life that people will look at and kind of question as to how you're doing all these things, or living so joyful, and you're not telling them what you're doing, you're showing them by your actions and the way you live. I love that.
Yeah, I'm definitely trying to be better about that every day, because sometimes you just kind of assume people are not Christian, or just by their actions. And I'm like, man, like, do people think that about me? Like, do I need to be better and more self-aware? So it's just a self-conscious decision every day to try to live it out. So,
absolutely.
But yeah.
I love that, bro.
Oh yeah. Lightning round? I got a good one.
All
So
right.
lightning rounds, here's a few quick questions.
Okay.
Meant to get the creative juices flowing, get you thinking. They're meant to be quick, but some people struggle, but let's see if you got it.
Okay.
If you could film or shoot for any three athletes, dead or alive, all time, who would they be?
Dead or
that's a
alive?
great twist.
Yeah.
Roger Federer.
Oh, dude.
Derek Jeter. And who?
I know. I think.
Probably Trevor Lawrence.
Okay. I thought you were gonna.
I'm probably forgetting many athletes, but those are like the
I was
three
waiting
that
for
come to
Kobe,
mind.
bro. That was fire though.
I will say I've never been an NBA fan that much.
That's fair.
The Magic are doing well, so I might hop on that train for the time being.
Yeah, Bang.
Yeah, dude. But yeah, so
Solid.
Who would
did I
yours
say?
be?
Trevor,
Christian?
Jeter.
Trevor Jeter and
Federer.
Yeah.
Oh my god, bro.
It's fire.
Yep.
Mine would just be Tiger Woods. That's it.
A great one.
I wouldn't
Great
even
one.
be able to pick up a camera after that.
Who would yours be?
Drew Brees number 1.
Oh.
That was like my idol.
Yeah.
Growing up. LeBron James number 2.
Oh.
And then I would say college Reggie Bush.
Okay.
That's a great
Okay.
one. That's a great one.
Because that was when I first fell in love with football.
Yeah.
Was just
You are
watching,
old.
Early. Yeah, exactly. I was always like the kid.
That was way back in the days. I
That's what I
remember
was
being
saying.
in grade school. He told me about Reggie Bush.
Well,
And I was like, who?
Because for whatever reason,
We went to school together.
For whatever reason, I like Drew Brees. 'Cause I played with him on a video game.
Yeah.
So I became a Saints fan the same time he was going there.
Okay.
And then Reggie Bush got drafted by the Saints, number 2 overall that year.
Oh, so that just makes it.
So I was just binging his highlights.
Dude, his highlights
That's
were
pretty
so
sick.
sick too. Oh my god.
And then who are yours? You said Jeter?
Oh no, I didn't do mine yet. I would do
Oh.
Michael Jordan,
Okay.
greatest athlete to ever live.
You say LeBron James?
Steph Curry, best shooter to ever live. My inspiration, my
Okay.
hero. And then Troy Polamalu on the Steelers because
Hey.
you would just
that would be cool.
you would go viral
That'd be
every
sick.
5 seconds. Like
That's
he's
true.
jumping the line and
That's true.
stuff.
Big head and shoulders guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember the commercial he did with the seeing your shadow? What was
The
it?
Groundhog Day.
The
one?
Groundhog Day. Yeah, that was one of my favorites ever. I love Troy Paul.
Troy would give you a lot of viral clips for
Sure.
sure.
Dude, what a legend. Wasn't he super short too?
Yeah. He's a fucking dog.
Hit like a train, though. I
Yeah,
don't
dude.
know.
Oh my god. Was he Hawaiian or what was he?
Samoan.
Samoan. Oh my god.
Miss that guy.
I
Miss that
love
defense, bro.
That was an OG team. Steelers were cool back in the days.
They were cool.
Anymore. Not anymore.
Now we have
kinda-
Mike Tomlin and we're not cool anymore.
Kind
But
of
we're
sad.
fine.
Sad.
Yeah, Broncos are more sad.
Yeah, it's true. My question is, if you could put out one last piece of content that gets a message across that kind of defines where you're at now and what you want to share with your family, your wife, your mom, whoever else, what would you say in that message?
Like if I was dying tomorrow. And
Essentially, if you couldn't put out any more content for whatever reason,
Okay.
like you could not post another YouTube video,
Maybe you're
Instagram.
just retired.
Yeah, we're not gonna go that far.
Well, I was
It's just
trying to think.
your
Okay.
camera broke. Who knows?
Gosh, there's one piece that I really want to do, and it's almost like a movie. Not about me. It's about. I don't want to say it all because I feel like someone's gonna do it. But long story short, I want to get athletes who are very strong in their faith, like professional athletes, and almost do
dude.
like a testimonies of how they got to where they are in their faith, how they got to where they're at in their career, and why they publicly share their faith. Just to kind of, I feel like the world today is kind of pretty jacked up when it comes to religion and, just people kind of saying whatever they want about Christianity.
Yeah.
And so I just feel like that would be a very bold statement of these athletes to publicly do. So that's one piece I really want to create. But as far as a personal piece, I honestly would just love to almost make a compilation of all of the moments of myself on the internet.
Yeah.
And end it with kind of like a love letter to my wife and future kids and my parents. Kind of so they can I guess my kids can kind of see this 2-minute, 3-minute montage of what dad was like in his youth.
That's awesome.
And so I think that would be a really cool just last piece of content to go out
Yeah.
on. So
Dude,
if I
even that
retired,
first
not died.
idea, bro. Yeah, if you retire. That first idea, I mean, there's a
Yeah.
lot of guys like CJ Stroud
Yeah.
is very outspoken. Even Brock Purdy
Yeah.
is very outspoken.
That's what I'm saying.
Did you
I'll
see
get
that
something
with,
in the works.
CJ Stroud, where he thanked God and everything. At NBC
It's like, I'd like to
Now.
thank my Savior or Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, and they they
cut
cut
it.
it from national television.
Yeah.
Which is insane.
It's modern day media. They don't want that out there. But yeah, I mean, it's just sad to me that people think they have to cut stuff out like that because it's going to offend somebody or whatever. When in reality, I mean, if you want freedom of speech, what do you why are you cutting people's,
Freedom of speech.
freedom of speech? But it was actually pretty funny. Did any of you guys watch the Pro Bowl?
No.
No.
Okay. it was actually a lot better than I thought it was going to be, surprisingly. but I forgot his name. He's with the Saints. Who's
Mario Davis?
is he the out like preacher guy?
Yeah,
like
yeah,
very
Yeah,
outspoken.
He's the one who won the defensive MVP. I think so. Dreads?
Yeah,
Yeah, he
Bigger
was
guy?
the one with the
I think
post
it's
game
him.
interview.
Many Pro Bowlers this year.
yeah. It's him.
It was
It's
like him
him.
and Eric McCoy, who's the offensive.
Okay, it's him. He's a very outspoken Christian
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
And he got interviewed in the Pro Bowl. I don't know why he got interviewed.
Defensive MVP.
That's the da. So he got interviewed, and first thing he says is like, yeah, like I'm so happy to be a part of this team. Thankful for my teammates, but ultimately I'm happy to be part of the team of God. And then he started going like 5-minute ramble, and then they started like trying to ask him questions to like cut it.
Yeah.
But I just thought that was really cool. Like people are like just standing up now, like they're not really.
Yeah.
I feel like people realize what's going on, and so they're like saying it anyways, like just to kind of put it out there.
Yeah.
So
I mean, dude, you
I
worked
love it.
so hard all your life. You win awards like that. Like you earned the platform at that point.
Yeah. And I mean, dude, at the end of the day, if you use your platform to speak about Jesus, isn't that way better than speaking about Lord knows what else? Like, like that's such a wholesome way to use the platform instead of not trying to name any names with John Morant with a gun or like, you know what I mean? Like, just that, he's probably a good guy with that one incident.
Yeah.
But just stuff like that, like,
Yeah, one incident.
Like the seventh time.
it was an accident, But yeah, like it's, that's a pretty good way to use your platform. So
Tebow's kind of started that wave, man.
Tebow sure did start that way. It was pretty crazy. I would love to work with him too.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
I'm sure you'd be a part of that video.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
That would be legendary, dude.
Last question. What is one sporting event that you would love to shoot? Can't be football or baseball.
Oof. I have two.
Okay.
It's gotta be. I'm not gonna see.
Wimbledon.
Yep.
Oh, dude.
That's exactly what I thought.
Or gosh, it's like tied. I would love to shoot a surfing event at Pipeline in Hawaii.
Oh,
Damn.
wow.
I love the ocean and just how it looks in film. And I just think Kelly Slater going through, I don't even know if he does it, but just like a crazy surfer going through the pipeline in Hawaii surfing, like that would be the coolest.
That would be a sweet
film.
shot, yeah.
But I would love to film a Grand Slam, any Grand Slam, tennis Grand Slam, but obviously Wimbledon is the peak.
That would be really cool too.
Masters.
A big time fight.
Oh, that would
Yeah.
be really cool
UFC
too.
event.
Masters
Get
would be
the
crazy.
wall
Masters
Or like a
would be
Tyson
it.
Fury fight or something.
Dude, yeah, those would be
In the
crazy.
video with him getting like carried out on the throne.
On the throne, yeah.
Oh,
That would
yeah.
be awesome.
Those are
But
those
there's
are
no
mine.
atmosphere like a big fight.
Yeah, it's true.
Just
But yeah,
depends on the
those are
sport.
mine for sure. So
Yeah.
they'll happen one
Mine
day.
would be the Masters too. Golf is tough though. Like how you track the ball. Like
You don't track it. You just like, dude, those TV guys,
yeah,
no idea how they do it, bro.
yeah.
Like
it's
they are
insane.
dialed on the ball, and I'm like, you guys you probably don't get paid enough to
No
do
way.
what you do.
No way.
So, but yeah,
It's
golf
pretty
would be
cool.
sick too, though. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, dude, that was a lot of fun. Appreciate you coming
yeah,
on
man, I
and
appreciate
sharing
you guys
your
having
story.
me on.
The last thing we always like to ask is if you can let the audience know, really just where to find you online.
Yeah, so I guess all my social handles are Blumberg Film, my last name BLUMBERG Film, and then also our new creative agency, Creative Juices Agency. That is the agency name. And then my YouTube channel is also Blumberg Film.
Yeah,
so
you got a lot of helpful videos on there. I was scrolling
I try.
through before.
I try.
Yeah.
I learned everything I do off of YouTube
Yeah.
University, so it'd be nice to
Giving back.
help some people out.
Yeah,
So,
dude.
Yeah.
Well, dude, appreciate you coming on.
Hell yeah, bro.
Appreciate